Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us once again for our Facebook Live quarantine virtual jazz club concerts. It's been such a pleasure to play our music for you for these last almost 3 weeks now, and we've so appreciated you being along for the journey with us. For those of you who might be new here tonight, we are Laura Dubin and Antonio Guerrero. Thank you so much for being here. And I'd like to say hello to Donna. I saw that you already left a comment. Thank you so much for watching. And that was us playing. I haven't mentioned this yet, but all the music that you hear in the beginning of these concerts when we're not in the room, those are all recordings of ours from different albums that we've put out over the years. And that piece was called Dear Marion. That's an original composition of mine dedicated to Marion McPartland. And we actually played that piece last week at one of these concerts. Yeah. I think it was last week. Yeah. I'm getting our days all mixed up now. It's funny when I try to remember what day of the week it is. I like is it Monday? And then it's actually Saturday. That hardly ever happens in regular life. But in this alternate reality, they all seem pretty similar. Anyway, tonight we'd like to start with a piece that we always love to play so much. It's just one of our tried and true favorites. And this is a piece composed by the pianist Bobby Timmons. We played one of his compositions a few nights ago, and that piece was called Dat Dare. Tonight we'd like to play a tune he wrote called Moanin, which he wrote for Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers when he was playing with the group. And it comes from the album of the same title. And it's kind of a good song for this period of time we're living through right now. It's going to be a little bit cathartic to play this piece. Hope you enjoy. Moanin. was a tune by the pianist Bobby Timmons and played by Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers called Moanin. And I just saw that Bob and Sue are watching, and that song goes out to you. Thank you so much for being here tonight. And I saw a comment pop up from Siobhan. Yay! Thank you so much for watching. We'll be seeing you in a little while, right after this. I just texted her before we started. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Please leave a comment and say hello, and let us know where you're watching from, because it's really cool for us to know how far our music is traveling through the vastness of the internet. the vastness of you. There's a new song title. So the next piece we'd like to play comes from the great musical West Side Story, and this is an arrangement that we recorded on our album, Laura Dubin Trio Plays West Side Story, which we released last year, and we premiered the music at the Rochester Jazz Festival last summer. And we'd like to play one of these pieces for you now. This is our arrangement of I Feel Pretty. And the reason we're playing it tonight is because if we wait too long to play this one, all the beauty parlors and haircut places and every place is closed down. So we're not going to be able to play this one in like a month from now. So we're playing it for you tonight.
I'm going to be Afro.
We can play Afro Blue again. Exactly. We played that a few nights ago. We can play that when your hair gets all tall. Yeah. All right. Hope you enjoy I Feel Pretty. I Feel Pretty from Leonard Bernstein's classic musical West Side Story. Thank you so much again for being here tonight. If you're enjoying the music and you would like to show your support in some way, there are actually 3 great ways that you can do so. There's a link to my website right in the video here, and if you click on it, it will take you to the music and store page of my site. And you can download all of our albums. We've got 7 albums for you to choose from, including the West Side Story album that we just talked about. You can also make a one-time donation of any amount that you choose. There's a couple suggested amounts there that you can choose from, but you can also adjust any of them to your liking. So just as an example, if you would like to donate $40, there's a $20 option there, but you can click on that and then change the quantity to 2. So there's a little bit of math involved if you want to do that, but hopefully it's not too difficult math if you're interested in supporting us in that way. You can also become a monthly patron of Laura Dubin Jazz, and you will see that option right on the bottom of the same screen. It will take you to a secure PayPal link, and you'll set up a monthly credit card payment through there. And there are several amounts that you can choose from to contribute every month, and much in the same way that you might use autopay for some of your bills, it's just like an automatic deduction on your credit card. And it is secure, and my website is also secure. However, if you would like to make a contribution but you don't want to do it online, feel free to send me a message later and we can talk about another method. And if you're unable to make a contribution at this time, that's absolutely okay. We know this is kind of a hard time for everybody, not just for musicians, and we really appreciate the fact that you're here listening to our music and watching our videos. That support really means more than anything to us, because without an audience to play for, we're really just here play music for ourselves, which we would be doing anyway, and of course it's what we love to do, and that's how we just thrive as humans. We're musicians in our blood down to our bones, and so this is really therapeutic for us during this time and all the time. However, it's even more fun for us when we know that there are people out there enjoying the music as well. It makes us feel kind of like we're making a little contribution to what's going on in the world right now. So thank you all for watching. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Well, I love this next piece because, for one thing, it's another Horace Silver composition. Those of you who have been watching our videos this whole time will know that we've played quite a few Horace Silver tunes recently, and they're all totally different. They've all got their own personalities, and we just love them all so much. It's really hard to pick just one tune to play, so we've kind of been picking 1 or 2 almost each night. And this one is called Mexican Hip Dance, which of course I love because we got Mr. Mexico over here, and the rhythm of this piece was inspired by a Mexican rhythm called huapango, which is one of the first words that you ever taught me in Spanish. So it's a pretty cool word. It's a step up from hola and buenos dias. Huapango. They don't usually teach that word in beginner Spanish in school. So it's a 6/8 rhythm. Is that what it is? Maybe you can describe it a little better than me.
We have a lot of folk music written in this time signature. And it's a dance, and it's a lot of history about this rhythm. It comes, of course, from Spain, and some combination with the natives in long time ago.
Nice. So this is a huapango-inspired composition of Horace Silver's called Mexican Hip Dance. Where'd you go? So many slideshows now. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. was Mexican Hip Dance by Horace Silver. And I have no idea if Derek Lucas from Jazz 90.1 happens to be watching right now, but if you are, we'd like to dedicate that one to you because I know that's your favorite Horace Silver tune.
Oh.
There was one time that we played it, I think it was when we were playing at ADW last year, and he said he was so surprised to hear that because he had never heard anybody actually perform it before, but it's his favorite Horace Silver tune. So if you're watching out there, hi Derek! Next we'd like to play a beautiful composition by the great Marian McPartland. I talked about her briefly last week when we played my composition called Dear Marian, which is dedicated to her. This is one of her compositions called Twilight World, and it's such a gorgeous tune, and just the first time I heard it, which I think was on an album of the same title that she released with her trio, I just immediately wanted to learn it, and so I transcribed it, and we learned it right away. This was maybe 6 or 7 years ago. Marian McPartland is not only one of my heroes as a pianist and composer, because she's been quite an influence on me musically, but she's also one of the best jazz educators that we ever had. She was super involved, not only in jazz education with schools, and I know that she had a special connection to the Eastman School of Music. She was in Rochester quite a lot in the last decades of her life. But of course, she had her great radio show on NPR called Piano Jazz, and
Sorry,
oh, it's okay.
Is her piano there, right? In
Yes.
Westland,
Actually, yeah, it's a good story. I should share.
Yeah.
So to sidetrack for just a second, Tony Caramia, who is one of the jazz piano professors at Eastman, actually has one of Marian McPartland's pianos in his studio, and he invited us to come play it and meet the piano a couple years ago, and it was really special to play on her instrument. And of course, I'm pretty sure I played this tune that we're about to play because had to play one of her compositions on her piano. So yeah, it was really special. Thanks for bringing that up.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, it's okay. No, it's a great story to, and I don't think a lot of our friends know about that story. So it's nice to share that. Yeah, I know she had a special relationship with the Eastman School, and the songwriter Alec Wilder wrote the lyrics to a lot of her songs, and he did lyrics for this song too. And I think maybe he lived in Rochester at some point. He also had a connection with Rochester and the Eastman School, and I know that the two of them were here a lot. But also going back to Piano Jazz, it was the radio show that she had on National Public Radio for several decades. And listening to that show was just the greatest music lesson for me. Each episode is a great music lesson in itself. She would have different pianists on her show. Sometimes she didn't have pianists. She would have vocalists or musicians who played other instruments, and they would play duets together. They would play pieces individually. She would interview them. They would have great, philosophical, deep conversations. And it's just such an intimate look into the lives of these musicians every single episode. So if you're looking for another activity to do when you're quarantined, many of those episodes are on the NPR website. Probably not all of them, but I think there are at least like a few hundred. So that'll keep you busy for a long time. So if you're interested, I encourage you to check that out. So this is Marian McPartland's beautiful composition called Twilight World. That was a composition called Twilight World by the great pianist and composer and jazz educator Marian McPartland, one of my musical heroes. We'd like to play a piece by Chick Corea, the great Chick Corea, one of the legendary pianists who's still on the scene today. He's had a decades-long career that began in the 1960s, I think? 60s, right? 60s?
Well, probably before.
Maybe even before, yeah. Maybe he was playing with some with other groups before.
Yeah.
I think maybe he started making a name for himself as a leader in the 1960s. But he's such a prolific pianist and composer, and we're going to play one of his compositions now, and there are more compositions by Chick Corea to come in the next few weeks as we do these concerts more often. He's got so many great pieces that we love to play and that we're kind of in the process of working on and learning, and we are looking forward to sharing them all with you. And we're excited to play this piece for you tonight. This comes from an album he released in the late 1960s called Now He Sings, Now He Sobs. And you're actually the one who gave me this album. I heard it the first time with you. You had told me about it. And it's a trio album. Chick Corea, Miroslav Vitus on the bass. I hope I said his name correctly.
From Czech Republic.
Yes.
Very interesting bass player.
Yeah, and Roy Haynes on the drums. And if you haven't heard this album before, it is so spontaneous sounding, just the way that they play and improvise together. There's so much freedom on this recording, even though they're playing all these intricate compositions that Chick wrote, but there's so much like spontaneity that you can hear, and you can just hear how much fun they're having. And I think there's just something really special about this album. So I encourage you to check it out. The album is called Now He Sings, Now He Sobs, and that is also the name of the composition we're going to play. And I'd like to show you something here for a second, if I may. Let's see. I'm gonna put it over there for a sec. So I love the cover of this album for two reasons. One, because it's just a great album cover. I'm going to cue it up here for a second. There we go. So this is the cover of the album. That's obviously Chick Corea playing the piano. The first time I saw this album cover, I had to do a double take because I thought, is Chick Corea in my grandma's living room? My grandma, Bunny, had a piano that looked so much like that, and I think her living room looked a little bit like that too, with like a kind of curtain behind the piano and a lot of artwork around. And I found this picture last night. It doesn't look exactly the same, but found this picture of myself. Ooh, it's kind of small, playing her piano, and there's the window and everything in the background, and I don't know if the camera's showing it right now. Yes, it is. And some artwork there. I don't know, I just thought the Now He Sings, Now He Sobs album cover just like made me feel like that cozy feeling when I saw it. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. All right, without further ado, we will play the piece. so much fun to play that piece. That was Now He Sings, Now He Sobs by the great Chick Corea. We've got just one more tune to play for you tonight, but we would love to stick around and say hello to you all for a couple minutes after we finish the music. So feel free to leave a comment if you haven't already left one and say hello. Let us know where you're watching from. We'd love to know how far our music is reaching. And we will be back here at the same time tomorrow night and every night for possibly the rest of our lives. Yay. at this point. Thank you so much for being along on this this journey with us. It's really been a pleasure for us to play these online concerts for you every night. It's definitely been the highlight of our day every day during this really uncertain time. And we hope that it's bringing you some joy as well, because I think we all need all the joy that we can get during this time when we don't really know what's going to happen next. Everything is just kind of uncertain. There's definitely a lot of pain and sadness in the world right now. And we're glad to be able to do our part and bring some joy into the world through our music.
And a special thank you for all the people who's working, keeping healthy and hospitals and all
exactly.
This. All our friends who works in the hospitals, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for that.
Healthcare workers are really making this country and the world just thrive right now. We appreciate you all so much, and we appreciate you putting yourselves on the front line to keep us all safe. We can't thank you enough. Thank you all to everybody who's been watching tonight. If you're enjoying the music, feel free to head on over to lauradubin.com after we play this last tune. There's a link right in the video here at the top of the screen. And there are 3 different ways that you can make a contribution if you would like to show your support. The first one is that you can download all of our albums. We've got 7 albums for you to choose from. From 2013 was when we released our first album, and we released 3 last year. 3 albums in 2019. It was quite an ambitious year for us. Yeah. And we are working on album number 8 right now. We'll probably do a release concert on Facebook eventually. So stay tuned for details about that.
Release concert.
Exactly. It'll be the first time before this this quarantine began. We had been making plans for a CD release concert in a venue later this spring or early in the summer, but looks like we'll probably be doing it here, which is actually kind of cool because then people who aren't even in Rochester can attend, which wouldn't happen otherwise. So it's one great thing about the internet is we can, our music can travel all over the world. Yeah. I was saying you can download all of our albums. Went off on a tangent there. You can download all of our albums on my website. There's a link right in the video here. You can also make a one-time donation. There are several amounts that you can choose from, and you can adjust all of them to your liking. You can also become a monthly patron of Laura Dubin Jazz. So you'll set up an automatic credit card payment through a secure PayPal site. And there are several amounts that you can choose from to make as an ongoing monthly contribution. And there's no obligation if you decide to cancel further down the road. There's no penalty fee or anything like that. So there's 3 ways you can contribute if you're enjoying the music and you'd like to show your support. And just to let you know, my website is secure, and the PayPal site for the monthly patron for becoming a monthly patron is also secure. However, if you want to make a donation and you prefer not to do it over the internet, we understand. Feel free to send me a message here on Facebook and we can talk about another method. And if you're unable to make a financial contribution right now, that's absolutely okay. We really, truly from the bottom of our hearts appreciate you listening to our music, watching our videos, sharing our videos with your friends. It's amazing how much our audience has grown in just 2.5 weeks thanks to our friends who have been sharing our videos on their own Facebook pages. Thank you so much for doing that. These videos are also available on YouTube if you have any friends who aren't on Facebook and would like to see, and you think they'd like to see them. They're also all on my website on the videos page,
which is
lauradubin.com. Didn't miss a beat there. Yeah. So without further ado, we'd like to play our last piece tonight, and we always love playing this one. This is one of the first jazz tunes I ever learned in my life, and it just lit a fire in me. I just wanted to learn more and play this tune forever. This is Duke Ellington's "It Don't Mean a Thing If It Ain't Got That Swing." That's all the music for tonight. Thank you so much for being here with us. And we'd like to stick around and say hello to you all for a few minutes. And I'm pretty sure that stick flip you just did was for Bob, right?
Oh, yeah.
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 Hope you were watching tonight. Oh, that's true. Darn, that would really be terrible if it wasn't. I guess we'll find out when we watch it later. So feel free to say hello if you haven't yet. We'd love to stay and chat with you all for a minute or so. And I also have something really funny that I would like to read after we say hello to everybody here. Let's see. I'm going to hop on over here on my phone. I saw some comments pop up while we were playing. It's hard for me to tell who's commenting, although I happen to see those few names in the beginning there. Let's see. Woo! Got a lot of people watching tonight.
Yay!
Yeah. Your mom. Hola, mom. Muchas gracias.
Wow.
Thank you for watching.
I love you, Mom.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching.
Me too. Linda says, Moanin sure is familiar to me now. Great to hear it again. Yeah, I feel like we can all relate to that song right now. Moanin. It's, you know, it's an appropriate song for this time. So. Oh, perfect. Answer your Facebook question. Yes, you may read it. Good. Okay, I've got a funny thing I'd like to read for you all after I say hello. Thank you, Siobhan. She loves the Marian tune. I know, we love playing that one, Twilight World. It's so beautiful. Should have played along, Linda. Yeah, we gotta get... Hey, Chris, thanks so much for watching. Gotta get Linda and Chris to play trombone with us here some night. That would be fun. Yeah. I wonder if we could probably get 2 of them videos
we should do something
at the same time. Yeah, we'll talk to you both about that because that would be super, super fun. I've got all this trombone arrangements of those Horace Silver tunes still, so we should do that. Yeah. Scott Anthony, thank you so much for listening. I just found out today you're a friend of Sandy's. It's so great to meet you or see you again. I think maybe we've met before. I can't see your picture very well here now, but we might have met before. Thank you so much for watching our video once again. We really, really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Donna, thank you so much for watching again.
Thank you, Donna.
Thanks for playing Duke Ellington's Don't Mean a Thing.
I just saw some video with Donna, and I'm not sure which one was the other lady. I'm not sure if it's related.
I think that was her mom.
It's your mom.
In the video,
They
yeah.
were singing something.
Oh, it's so sweet.
Yeah,
I missed that one. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, I like that. I like your musicianship.
Yeah, it's so great to have you sharing your music during this time. It's really adds a lot of light and joy to the world. So keep on sharing. Really, really appreciate it.
Bravo, Donna. Bravo.
Yeah. Oh, she's got the same birthday as Duke Ellington. How cool is that? That's a great person to share a birthday with. Both my parents are watching. Hi, Dad. Hi, Mom. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you, Judy. Thank you, Jan.
Great to see you through Facebook. Ooh. We're so excited that they're watching it. Woo! So, before we started playing, I was just checking out my Facebook news feed, and I saw that Linda Marsters, our dear friend Linda, posted something on her Facebook page that was just so funny. I immediately thought I wanted to read it out loud. I mean, you haven't heard it yet. It's a very funny joke. She says she's not sure who wrote this. She must have seen it from somebody else's Facebook. So this is kind of a quarantine joke. So just be careful because people are going crazy from being in lockdown. Actually, I've just been talking about this with the microwave and toaster while drinking Diet Coke, and we all agreed that things are getting bad. I didn't mention anything to the washing machine, as she puts a different spin on everything. Certainly not to the fridge, as he is acting cold and distant. In the end, the iron straightened me out, as she said everything will be fine. No situation is too pressing. The vacuum was very unsympathetic. He told me to just suck it up. But the fan was more optimistic and hoped it would all blow over soon. Here's the best one. The toilet looked a little bit flushed when I asked its opinion and didn't say anything, but the doorknob told me to get a grip. The front door said I was unhinged, and so the curtains told me to, yes, you guessed it, pull myself together. I'm trying, but I need my friends. This is about how none of us can see each other in real life, so we're going a little stir crazy and talking to all our appliances. I thought that was so funny. I literally laughed out loud when I saw that and immediately wanted to share that with you all. Thank you, Linda, for letting me read that tonight. If you ever find out who wrote that, let me know. I'll give them a little credit, little mention next time. Yeah, absolutely. So it was so great to see you all again. We can't wait until the day we can see you all in real life once again. But until then, we're really excited to be able to interact with you here on Facebook. And we so appreciate you watching our videos every night. It really means the world to us. Have a great night. Stay safe and healthy. And we'll see you back here again tomorrow night at 8:30. Take care.
Thank you for watching. Thank you.